Bruce Morris, Teresa Stuck, Timothy Bryant are officials for this afternoon. You see Miami in the white with that pink trim. And Georgia Tech wearing navy with some pink accents. And the one player I did not mention yet, Cara Dunn. It won't take long to notice number 25 in blue for Georgia Tech, their leading scorer, averaging almost 16 per game. And how about that for Darian Rogers to start the scoring? Smith, the transfer from Georgia, will want better there. Had a good look at the layup. Hannah Cavender 15, Haley Cavinder 14. Cavender times 2 equals 2 more for Miami.
The Cavender twins, they really do have quite the connection. That was a great pass from Hannah. There's something about when you shared a womb, Jen. Sometimes you can just find each other on the floor.
Jasmine Roberts got her hands on the steal, goes all the way for 2.
You can tell Miami's feeling good coming off that Virginia win where they hit the last second shot to win the game. You're feeling that momentum they still have from that dub.
Dunn, much needed 3 as Georgia Tech gets on the board. Wound up enrolling there, so still have that eligibility left. They decided to come back here to Coral Gables. Hurricanes certainly pleased with that decision as Williams the beneficiary of the pass that time.
Good job by Danny Carnegie, the freshman who's in now for Georgia Tech, to take that rebound away from Cameron Williams.
Right, another triple.
And that 3 knocked down by Chit Chat Wright, the best name in college basketball.
Hands down. Friendly roll for Haley Cavinder, now has 4.
She told me at shoot-around one thing she really worked on in that redshirt year she took over in Dallas was creating separation. You saw in that previous play, she did a great job of creating separation. This is one of the bigger guards that's going to be guarding Haley Cavinder. We'll see how she continues to handle it.
Right inside to Dunn, and that is how it's done. Pile up.
And Chit Chat Wright, the young freshman. Look at that cut by Cara Dunn. That was impressive.
Cavender crosses over. And then that's just being in the right place at the right time for Cameron Williams. She's coming off a double-double. Blackshear can't tie it back up for Georgia Tech, but Dunn sure can. Rogers bowls her way to the basket and puts it up and in. We're tight again here in the first. Georgia Tech looking for the shot they want. Augusta Neta will finish with a made 3 and a 1-point lead for the Jackets.
Passing the ball well, attacking the rim, finding the open. Off the bench.
Look at Haley Cavinder getting open behind the defense. It's been nearly 3 minutes without a field goal for Miami. That drought will continue. Morgan into the lane and is good.
Tonie Morgan, what a smart play. Using her size, using that change of direction, kind of stop.
Roberts with 7 to shoot. Over to Williams. 6 points in the game for Cameron Williams.
From the Cavender, one of the Cavenders to Cameron Williams, and a tough catch. That was a great catch by a post player.
And she's looked really solid. Williams in this game, 6 points and at least that many rebounds as Norero is fouled on her way to the basket.
You can see with their 5-4 record, but they've got a lot of winnable games here in February, and one of those is right here in Coral Gables.
Do you call this a must-win for Georgia Tech?
If you want the top 4 seed. Obviously, it's not a must-win for them to get into the NCAA tournament. They're pretty squarely in there, but this team should have aspirations. They're good enough to get a top 4 seed, led by Tonie Morgan, who's, and of course, Coach Cullup with her team down 5 chose to do so, but that was tough for both these teams to get that media so early.
Cavender was calling for it again inside. This time does take advantage.
Miami just missing some opportunities. They've had a lot of good looks. around the rim in this quarter, but they've struggled to convert. And on the flip side, Tonie Morgan. That's what Miami wanted. Really good execution to start the half, just couldn't convert the layup.
Starters back out for Georgia Tech, and Zoe Smith has the first points of the third quarter. Wright, Morgan, Termes, and Dunn is out there with the 2 fouls.
Even though Tonie Morgan was so good in the second quarter, Georgia Tech definitely missed Cara Dunn in that second quarter.
22 points in the last game for Haley Cavinder. Spin and the finish by Dunn.
For Miami as they try to come back and take the lead, but look at Cara Dunn. They switch. Cara Dunn realizes she has Cavender.
Roberts, senior on this Miami team, gets the bucket to go. Here is Morgan. 9 of her 10 points in the second quarter. Dunn, right from the corner, good.
Just trying to get her to be a little more vocal. Calls her just an absolute great kid, but got the name Chit Chat because she didn't really want to chit chat.
You know what, Kelly? She lets her game do the talking, okay?
She wants to. And then chit chat, as Jen would say, let your game do the talking.
Smith, the offensive rebound. Carnegie. Wide open, look inside for Smith.
So far in this third quarter, as the Georgia Tech lead starts to balloon, that really hurts the Hurricanes.
Now 2 minutes without a bucket, and while they've proven they can come back, you certainly don't want to make a habit of it.
And she's the only player in the Power 4 averaging over 18 points per game, over 7 boards, over 4 assists. So impressive. And she's 5'6". To really make an impact because of the transfer portal. You can go get a freshman or you can go get an older kid who has more experience. But Nell Fortner has put her faith in these freshmen for Georgia Tech, and it's paying off.
Yeah, they've delivered. Carnegie still scoreless. Williams, patient in the paint. Miami needed that. They were just 2 of 9 in the quarter.
You've got to have a few people help. She's been a really good pickup for them, Jen. She's gritty, she can get you rebounds, she can guard 4s, 5s, even some 3s.
Set up Cavender for 2. Now she's rebounding the other end. She's having a heck of a game.
She's holding it down. She's rebounding it so well. Got to finish around the rim, and Zoe Smith there with the block.
A little confusion on where they want to go, but put the ball in the hands of number 14 is usually a good idea. Morgan knows she's got the advantage on Cavender. Got both the Cavender twins playing defense, and that left Carnegie open. Yeah, whether Georgia Tech winds up needing her in this game, they know they're going to need her down the stretch, and Haley Cavinder holding up the follow-through on the triple.
Haley Cavinder just trying to will Miami back into this game.
She had 10 points in the first half, 11 in this quarter, Haley Cavinder. And Georgia Tech had that 10-0 run at one point. Miami gets a stop here. They needed that. Hannah Cavender all the way to the basket for her first points of the game.
On the 3, twin sister Hannah Cavender getting to the rim.
Setting up for another close fourth quarter here. And Georgia Tech giving themselves a little more cushion through Cara Dunn, who's back out there with 3 fouls.
From Nell Fortner.
Marshall, part of that big fourth quarter. We just showed you the numbers for Miami. Got a little help on the tap. She'll take it. Georgia Tech, as you pointed out earlier, has the depth, more balance on their team, but that foul trouble tends to even things out a little bit. We'll see how it might play a part in this fourth quarter.
Like Chit Chat Wright, who's ready to go because she can take over the point guard duties as Tonie Morgan has to sit. Nell Fortner doesn't feel all that pressure to put Tonie Morgan in. And so Coach Cullip trying to give her just a little bit of a breather. See if Miami can hang on, stay within striking distance, and then get Haley back in for that final stretch. Big bucket there by Williams.
Now Williams now with another double-double, 10 points, 12 rebounds in the game. Morgan, the go-to player for this Yellow Jacket team today. How about that on the rebound? Zoe Smith flying through the air to pick it up.
And that's what Zoe Smith brings to this team. That's why Nell Fortner brought her in. The ability to rebound, be that player that can.
3 team fouls in the quarter for Miami, something to keep an eye on, none for Georgia Tech. Williams breaks free inside. A little bit of hesitation that she probably didn't need there, Kelly.
Right.
Gave
And a great play by
chance.
Blackshear. Yeah, that's excellent recovery by Blackshear.
All right, got a hand. 13 on the shot clock. Haley Cavinder wants to get to the rim, going up over 6'6", you betcha. 23 in the game for Haley Cavinder. Pounds, I believe, here on the block.
And what a play. Haley Cavinder. Acrobatic inside. You've got to get separation to get your own shot, and she has improved in that area so much.
Another beautiful cut through the lane by Dunn, but Marshall has no fear. Morgan, 5 to shoot. Smith works it off the glass.
Zoe Smith has been what's taken Georgia Tech over the top here in the second half.
Cavender steps to her right, drains it for 2 more. 25 now.
Whatever she wanted.
4-point Georgia Tech lead. Smith had the baseline runner from Dunn.
That was a tough finish by Kara Dunn.
Carnegie into the paint, steps back to the free throw line. Got every bit of the back of the rim to work in her favor.
Georgia Tech, they're one of the deepest rosters in the ACC, and it's showing.
3 in double figures for Miami, led by Haley Cavender's 25 out to Marshall. Boy, she can hit the big 3 when Miami needs it. Morgan, she knew exactly where she was going to go back with the basketball, and Kara Dunn delivers.
That's a beautiful possession for Georgia Tech. Getting an open look for your leading scorer from 3, and now you're up by 10. Just picture perfect execution.
Hannah Cavender, the lane opened up. Credit Williams for that. Cavender took advantage. Trying to do in this possession, a lot of seconds ticking off the clock. Roberts steps into the short corner. Williams, uncontested rebound, back up, and a chance for the 3-point play. Career high 15 rebounds in the game for Williams.
Great job by Cameron Williams reading to have a player like Zoe Smith, who averages 7 a game, lead you in scoring. Danny Carnegie comes along in the second half.
Good effort from the Canes, who just wind up falling short. 77-66, Georgia Tech victorious on the road.